I told Mindy, I said, let's take him down.
Yeah.
Like, let's take him down.
Burn him to the ground.
I want
Nah,
to.
nah, yeah, I don't want to mess with that. Leave that alone.
Yeah, that's trash.
Welcome back to Mother Knows Best Sometimes. I'm Mindy, and I'm here with my mom, Denise.
Hi.
And I'm Charlie, and I'm here with my mom, Patty.
Hi.
Today, we are going to be talking about liars. But before we do that, I just wanted to read a message that we got from one of our listeners. One of our listeners sent a message to the Instagram account, and they said, I need to let y'all know that I have never been a podcast girly. You can ask my husband. He gets upset because I can't listen to podcasts without falling asleep, especially in the car. But I literally listened to 3 of your podcasts in a row on my drive today and didn't get bored once. I love, love, love having this podcast to listen to.
No.
Oh, awesome.
That's
So
sweet.
I know we have some very sweet listeners that are faithfully listening and watching the videos.
Yes.
So it's not just us and Nate listening.
Thank you
Yeah.
for that. I'm glad she wrote in.
Talking about liars today, what different types of liars, motivations behind why people lie, liars that we've experienced.
Yeah, Mindy, why don't you start?
Okay, so when I think of liars, there's 2 specific people that come to my head. I won't say their names, obviously, give Charlie less work of bleeping out names. But both of them are also 2 very different types of liars. One of them, I would say, is more manipulative and narcissistic and like lies to kind of paint this persona of who he is and fool people and get people. And Charlie, I think you know who I'm talking about, so you can touch on this as well. But more of like a manipulative motivation behind it versus another person that I know, I genuinely have no idea why he lies all the time. And it will be things that it's just like lying about what school he went to when someone else is there and it's like, oh yeah, like we went to school together. And he's like, no, I didn't go there. And then that person shows like a yearbook picture later of like, no, we definitely went to the same school. So just like very random, very like, I don't know if he genuinely believes the lies. I don't know if it's like a trauma response. I don't know what it is, but just very like it almost seems like there's no motivation behind it because it's like, well, why even lie about that?
That seems sad.
Or yeah. Yeah.
Well, the first one, I feel like there's people who lie because they're like some type of narcissist or like sociopath or something, and they're like doing it to hurt other people and like, you know what I mean? Like the second one, like, and doesn't he lie about his name and stuff? Like,
Yeah.
wasn't
There was one time where I had posted a picture with him, and I don't know if this was necessarily a lie or just like 2 different truths because I had posted a picture with him on Instagram and someone had responded and was like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know you knew beep beep," and it was his first name and a different last name. And I was like, "Oh no, this is his first name, but then the last name I knew." And she was like, that's not the name that I know him as. And then she like sent me a picture of like him in school with a different last name. And I was just like, but I've seen his driver's license and it's the last name that I know. And so I'm just like, I don't even know. There's
Oh, he sounds dangerous then. That's just, yeah.
witness protection.
Yeah, that's just.
But you were just, it was spoken like a true lawyer. 2 different truths. I love that.
well,
That's
then there's also the people who lie. Like, is it wrong? I feel like we can agree that the people who are like lying to hurt other people or they're like flat out lying to kind of create this illusion or like this version of the self that's not actually true and like hurt other people's feelings. Like, I think we all agree that's like wrong, right? But what about when people lie and it's not necessarily because, like, for example, there have been times, and I'm not going to give like a detailed example, but like someone has told Mindy an opinion on something and then told me, and I know the opinion because Mindy told me, but then that person doesn't know that I know the opinion. And then that person will tell me a complete opposite opinion on something. And I'm like, why did they tell Mindy one opinion and me? So it's like there's a lie in here somewhere, and it's confusing. And I don't necessarily think like that's a malicious thing, but it's like, why are you lying about this? Like, just say whatever it is you think, you know?
I think they're just insecure, so they're trying to whatever they think you want to
People please.
Yeah,
Mhm.
whatever. They probably have no opinion. You know what I mean? They're just going with what they think the person they're with wants to hear at the time.
That's what I was.
Because the way they feel about you is stronger than they feel about whatever it is the opinion is.
Yeah.
They don't want to lose you. The opinion, the matter that the opinion is about is not as important to them as you are, and they're just not strong enough to say, hey, I have my own opinion. They're trying to piggyback on your opinion because they want to please you. So I agree with Denise.
Yeah, they don't want to alienate you.
Yeah.
Do y'all have any stories about liars or thoughts on liars?
Yeah, they're everywhere. They're
They are.
everywhere.
Yeah.
What about like calling out liars? Like if you know someone's lying to you.
I know. I can't. I feel embarrassed for them. It's like, oh gosh, I know.
I think it depends. Like if it's something that like I know they're lying, but it's like something stupid or something that I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, they're just trying to seem cool, or I kind of let it go. I'm like, you know what, just do it. But if it's like something more serious, then I feel like I call it out.
Or about you.
That's one.
Or about me. Yeah, if it's about me, oh no.
Yeah, that's wonderful. You call it out. I think it should always be called out. I just feel guilty. Just like
Yeah.
those shows where even though it's pedophiles or whatever and they catch them, I can't watch those shows. I can't watch people get caught doing something that they shouldn't be doing. I can't, it's just, I'm humiliated for them, what they must be, even though I know, they're doing horrible things. To show that on TV, I can't watch those kind of shows.
A murderer caught red-handed? How embarrassing.
No, to me, that's not necessarily a murderer, but the things that are behind closed doors that are just disgusting, like I said, pedophiles or whatever. I can't watch those shows. Like they show up at the house because they've been texting a 12-year-old girl. You know what I mean? I can't
Mhm.
watch those shows. And I know, yeah, let them
Samson.
get caught. Let them get caught.
Catch a criminal.
But I can't watch it. I can't watch that. I feel the humiliation. It's like, oh.
I think
don't
there's
like to humiliate people, but I think, you should stand up for whatever your truth
Yeah.
is. But
Yes.
the older I get, the more I realize people see things differently. There's a difference between lying and you just see things differently than somebody else, So sometimes it's not necessarily a lie, but it's like, well, no, that's not what I saw happen. I saw this happen, and I just, you see those things. And so you kind of have to weed that out to what's really a lie. You have to really determine, is this a lie or is this just a difference of their view or how they saw it, or maybe where they were standing. Maybe they were looking at a different angle than you or something like that.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's true too, especially when how things happen, like whether it's a breakup or like a friendship, like drama, stuff like that. I feel like there's always different perspectives and people have their own sides, which both sides could be true. Isn't there like a saying, like there's two sides to every
Yeah.
story and then there's the truth somewhere in the middle?
Or, as a really good attorney said, could be two truths.
Yeah.
That's true.
It used to be funny when I worked at the post office. To this day, I'm probably still the same way. When there was something happened between a couple, a divorce or whatever, whoever got to me first and told me their story first, it's like no matter what, I couldn't accept the other person's view. This person told me theirs first, and it's like that one got embedded. It's like
that's a thing. That's a thing.
Yeah, I could not, no matter. So whoever got to me first, I was on their side. That was it. I don't
That's
care
a
what.
psychological thing to
Yes.
get whoever gets there first. Yeah.
Isn't that like a tactic of
Yeah.
narcissists for that?
Oh,
To
I don't
like,
know about
Yeah,
narcissists,
I
but
think it is.
Yeah, I think it is.
I think it is too. Like they want their story told first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the quiet one, because I've learned this from my sister who does not say anything ever. All of this weird stuff that happened with her and her husband, she has never, like, she never came to her own defense, never tried to explain. It's like he just went around saying what was he wanted to say, and she's never said, it's just like she knows the truth. She doesn't care what he goes on, she knows the truth. She knows what happened. So
So he was lying and she like didn't
Right.
care. She just was like, whatever.
yeah, it's just that I can't, I got to defend myself, or you defend her, or I feel it, but it's still not worth putting it out there for other people to hear. You see that,
Yeah.
I'm not
same
like that.
thing
I'll put
happened
it
to
out.
me when I got divorced.
Yeah.
I never went to my family, said anything. I never badmouthed.
Yeah.
I never said a word. My husband, mother ran into my ex-husband, and she actually went out to eat with him, and she told him, well, Patty's getting married, and he said, oh, to the guy that she was cheating on me with.
Yeah.
He said that as a joke, for whatever reason. He was making light of the situation. My mother thought it was the truth because he said that, because I never said a word about it. She said, oh, that's what happened. Patty was
Did she tell
cheating.
people?
Huh?
Oh.
Did she tell
She
people?
told me. She told me. I don't know who she told, but I was actually in a position where I had to defend myself. I'm like, but I mean, I didn't meet Daddy until after all that was over. But knowing him and knowing his personality, it was probably awkward for him. So he was just like making a joke, just off the top of his head, thinking that she was going to think it was a joke, because he knows
Okay.
I didn't cheat on him. But that's the exact same thing. The exact
Yeah.
same thing happened. I never said a word about anything. And
Yeah.
when he said something, she took it as, oh, that's what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I wouldn't say he was lying. I wouldn't say he was lying. I think he was legitimately making a joke, but what my mother thinks is probably that I'm lying.
I don't feel like I need to get like if something happens, I'm not ever trying to like get my story out there first. But if once someone is spreading a lie, I'm like, I have to no, this is not what happened.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I have to correct it and be like, that is literally a liar. Like I hate when people lie. It is like almost, I don't want to say physically impossible, but I get like really sick if I lie. Like I can't do it. Like even if somebody like it's like, oh, maybe you should like kind of lie about this, I'm like immediately like I have like the flu, like I'm like shaking and it's fever and I want to throw up. Like I just cannot. It is so hard for me to lie. And so maybe that's why I'm so repulsed when other people do it. Like if someone lies, and it could even be about something like silly, but I'm just like, why? Not silly as in like they want to fit in. That's fine, whatever.
And I
I
think that too. I can't lie because first of all, I would die of humiliation if I'm caught in it.
Yeah.
That's humiliating. And when I was in the third grade, I told a lie for like a week. Every morning I told my mom I was sick because I hated school. I told y'all we was clingy. Every morning I lied for a week anyway, and then something happened, something that I got hurt. And I always thought from that day on, I got hurt because I lied all week and that was it. From then on, I never,
Wait, how'd you get
No.
hurt?
Just, yeah,
Okay.
not good. So anyway, something happened in that week, a week that I was lying every day. And I know it's not true, but I felt like God was telling me, okay, you lied all week. This is what happens. You lie, there's consequences. And from then on, no, I do not.
Remember, as a little girl,
Third,
going to Catholic school, we had to go to confession. Like, I don't know if it was every week or every month. And I remember one time, I didn't go to a school that we had to wear a uniform. So, I have to wear a dress to school and everything. And one time my mother told me to change my dress before I went out and played, and I didn't. And I went out and played with my dress. And that was my sin that I confessed. Well, the
Oh.
next time that confession came, I couldn't think of anything. So I said the same thing.
Mhm.
And the next time I couldn't think of anything. So I said the same thing. And I remember feeling so guilty. I felt like I was lying in the confessional because I was supposed to already have been forgiven for that, but I couldn't think of another one. So I gave it again and I gave it again. And I remember just as a child, just being so sick about it every time I would do it. I was just like, why do I keep doing this? But I remember that. I just remember that.
So did you go to confession and confess about lying in confession?
And probably overdue.
I wasn't Catholic, so we didn't.
Yeah, we were raised Catholic, so.
No.
And I just remember how stupid. Why do you keep doing that?
Yeah, but some.
I also feel like some people like almost like their language is lying. Like they
Yes.
can't not lie. And that's when it comes into like just stupid things. And it's like,
Yeah, and I
why?
don't understand that.
What's the
No.
point?
But I told Mindy that thanks to Nate, I had no idea because I thought was charming, and I still think he's a charming fella. And until Nate told you that charm is not a
Personality.
okay, and it's true. Charming people, I think, are liars. They're charming their way. They are. They're
Yeah.
and don't get me wrong. I think it may have started being in the family he's in or the rough childhood he had, but it was that's how he survived lying. And it just I think if you start too young at it and there's never any consequences, then that just becomes who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that, it's embedded that, they don't even think the first thing out of their mouth is the lie. They may think later, but they've already did the lie. It's like it's just automatic. The lie comes automatic to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a difference
Yeah.
between having like you can have a likable personality, you could be funny, whatever. But like if you're charming, it's like you're just trying to manipulate people into liking you.
Yeah.
And it's like that's not a
I didn't
personality.
know that. So yes, I'm 57. And yeah, when Nate told you that, it was like, oh my God, that was a light bulb moment for me.
Yeah, when he said that, I was like, that makes a lot of sense. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't think about that before either, but I'm like, that does make a lot of sense because the person that Mindy was talking about at the beginning, I feel like he came across as charming too a lot when he wanted to.
Mhm.
And then sometimes would slowly kind of reveal uglier parts of his personality, but it was almost like always on his terms of what he was revealing. So like he could be very funny or very like friendly or like whatever, but then he could like do a little jab, like a mean jab, and like, when he wanted to and in front of who he wanted to,
Yeah.
because he wanted to manipulate everybody's,
Yeah.
perception of him
Yeah.
to be exactly depending on probably reading the people and like, oh, this person, I want them to think this of me, and so I'll do this, and whatever. It's like all a lie, and it's at that point it's like then nothing is the truth, it's all a lie, like everything about who you are is a lie when you're doing that, like it's just
Mhm.
And see, and I'll tell you something else. I don't know who y'all talking about, but I'll tell you when I knew that I hated
that's who I'm talking about.
That's what we're
Okay.
talking about.
this is when I knew, and it was at your wedding. It was at your wedding. And he was at the wedding. And this is when I knew I hated him. And I know
I don't
that's a
think-
strong word.
I don't
And it's
think I
gonna-
know this
And it's going to
story.
be something because I'm embarrassed to say it because I'm vain. I am vain. Okay. I know, just like my story, I like to talk to ugly people to make them feel good. So
We didn't say that on the podcast.
I knew about that though.
okay. So I am vain. And at your wedding, came up to me and y'all was around, not you, y'all were the bride and groom, so y'all was busy, but there was a crowd. And he said how nice I looked. And when I said thank you, he said, oh, you believe me? And from that moment on, I hated him.
Oh my
That's
god.
when I hated him.
I
And I know,
would too.
and
I
I
hate
mean-
them, but I would have too.
and I mean, how long you been married? And I'm just now saying that out loud, but that is when I did not like him. Because
That
he
was
That's
And
a
I-
valid reason.
And I know
Yeah.
he thought it was funny. And I can't remember if everybody laughed but that I'm vain. You don't play with my looks and you don't say, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just,
Well, I feel
Anyway.
like you also could pick up on like, because that's a very unusual comment. That's not a joke. There are jokes, and
Okay.
then it's like,
that's when he read me. You see, he knew me. enough to make that comment, you see? So I knew then I didn't trust him. And then one other time he grossed me out is he came by Wayne's house, and it was after I had lost some weight or something, and him and Mindy was going out the door, and he said something about, oh, you look, something about, oh, Mama D, you look good, or whatever, you look good. I might date you or something. And it grew, and even my sister was sitting there and she goes, oh, is that the one you don't like? I said, yeah, that's the one I don't like. But that was
Ew.
but no, he said it what is the word? Swarmy or whatever.
So
It
I
was
don't
just,
like a wormy or I don't
no,
know.
it was just like, just a
Creepy.
gross. Yes, it was, and he thought that was funny too, and it grossed me and my sister out.
No, that's gross.
Do you remember it or no? You
Mm-mm.
see, he was just,
I
and
must have already like walked out the door or something.
yeah. So it was just, ugh.
That's definitely a narcissistic
That's-
thing.
But the first comment, me being vain, and him picking up on me being vain for that, yeah.
Well, it's him picking up on it, but also that's like a typical thing of like a narcissist, like bringing someone up to
Yeah.
take them down.
Yes.
Like, oh, you look so good. Oh my gosh, like thank you. And
Yeah,
it's like,
thank
no, you
you.
don't. Like, let me, like
Oh, she believes. Oh no, yeah, that's what he said. Oh, she believes it.
you did look good at the
I know.
wedding.
Yeah, you were
I know.
beautiful.
You don't have to
gorgeous.
tell her. You don't have to.
To tell me. I know when I do and I know when I don't. But it's just that, it just,
Yeah.
I knew then I did not like him. And I knew, and that's when I thought, oh goodness, watching, he's not going to let her go. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Mm.
Luckily.
We're so thankful.
Yeah. But anyway,
Amen.
so yeah, that's why, I mean, it's taken this many years for me to say it out loud because, it was against me, my attitude. You know what I mean? That's,
Yeah.
it's embarrassing for me to say that bothered me that much.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a really weird thing to say.
It is both of those things. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, the other thing was just he thought it was a
As like a
form of
compliment to
flattery,
him,
right?
a
No,
compliment to you.
yeah,
that
form of
he.
flattery that, oh yeah, he would,
Again, a narcissist. Yeah.
like, ugh.
Like he's so
Yeah.
great. It's like, honey, you're not. Please sit down.
That's probably what I would have said, but the question would be, would I date you?
I don't think quick on my feet.
Her only response would be like, "I hate you." Like, immediate.
You gross me out. You gross me out, dude.
There was an incident where someone lied, flat out lied to me and Nate. We didn't know it was a lie in the moment, but we basically were trying to make plans, and it was like this thing, and I won't go into all the detail, but it basically we were asking them to do something because of like our scheduling and money and stuff, and they lied and basically said they couldn't. We needed to do something that was going to cost us more money and be more of an inconvenience to us, but we did it because we didn't realize they were lying. Basically, yeah, like one of them said they had work and that's why they couldn't do this thing. And then a few weeks later, the day that they were supposed to do this thing with us, they literally posted they were doing it with someone else. And it was a lie that they had said, like one of them had work and so that's why they couldn't, do it with us. And they literally bold-faced posted that they were doing it with someone else. And I was like, they lied. They straight up lied to our faces and then were bold enough to post about it online, like on Facebook. And
Posting about it is crazy.
yes, and this was when I was like 21, I think. And so, do that to me now, there's going to be something that I'm going to say. But then I was like, I didn't know. I just was like, what do I do? Like and then I just was like, they lied to me and then I don't trust this person anymore and like all this stuff. But do you think like in that situation, is it better to just act like whatever, or is it better to confront them or to be like, I don't want to talk to you? Like, what do you do when you catch someone in such a like you're catching them in a lie, but it's also like a disrespectful thing too. It's not just a lie. It's like the boldness of it is like disrespectful.
I think it's wonderful if you can call them out. I am spineless. I could not call someone out, but yes, they should, it'd be wonderful if you could. It would be wonderful if I could, but I can't call someone out on a lie.
I think I could now. I don't know.
I think you could because you're a lawyer. You are just that,
Your Honor.
but yeah, you're your daughter and I'm pretty spineless. So she had that to
Well, I
combat
kind
too,
of
you know.
we talked about this in the other episode, but when that person unfollowed me and was like, "No, I didn't do," I confronted
Yes.
that person. So I definitely could do it. I don't know if I could have at 21. I
No.
can now at 27.
So that relationship ended.
No, unfortunately it didn't. But what, Mom? You're gonna say something?
So
No.
what I was going to say is you have to really, weigh who your people are in life, because your life's too short to be surrounded with people that don't want to fill you with goodness. They want to fill you with aggravation or stress or chest pains or sleepless nights. And so you gotta make a decision. This person wants to be with me. Now, does that mean that person's going to be perfect and maybe not tell a little white lie, maybe not to hurt your feelings or something?
Mhm.
Or is this person, am I so invaluable to this person that they're going to treat me in such a way that's going to make me feel bad about myself, make me feel like I'm not valuable, make me feel like nobody wants to be with me, or I don't have anything to offer? So you have to make a decision. Who are my people? And when I'm talking about that, I'm saying family. I've had to remove myself from some family situations because it's just not worth the stress of somebody that wants to be ugly.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
not healthy. Not healthy.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's not healthy. If somebody wants to be with you, I'm going to gravitate to the people that want to be with me.
Mhm.
And at the end of the day, I feel like if someone is lying to you enough that you would even think about making like a pros and cons list or,
Oh, yeah.
whatever. Like if someone's lying to you enough to where you're like, you have multiple examples, they're probably taking more from you than they're giving. You know what I mean? Like they're probably draining you more than, the friendship is like sustaining you. So it's like, why? Like what is the point?
And depending on the value of the
Hmm.
relationship, I would probably want to have a conversation first and say, I know you told me this and that's not really the truth. What made you do that? Because sometimes it's a an acceptance thing. Like we were talking about earlier, one person told Mindy something to kind of appease Mindy and told you something else to kind of appease you. Are you doing something because you don't want to lose my friendship? Well, let's talk about that and let's talk about the value of our friendship so you never have to feel that way again, because I don't want to feel this way again of you lying to me. So let's get that out in the open and clear that up. But then if it continues and you're not able to have a trust relationship, to me, if you don't have a trust relationship, what kind of relationship do you have? There's really nothing. There's nothing there. But if somebody's, and I think we need to talk about lying to avoid hurting somebody's feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause that is a huge, huge thing. But to me, that comes down to trust too. If I put on an outfit, we're getting ready to go out and I put on an outfit and I say, does this look all right? And it looks absolutely horrible. But as the person I trust, you say, oh no, you look great. You look fine.
Mhm.
Well, is that to avoid hurting my feelings or what? Because I would rather you say, that's not your best look.
Right. Yeah.
I value you enough to say that's not your best look. How about that other outfit that you wore, last month? That looked really good on you. Or, I don't want to tell him his zipper's down because that's embarrassing. It's
Yeah.
embarrassing. Well, how embarrassing do you think it is for a man to walk around with his zipper down?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think is more embarrassing for somebody to say,
I did have that happen though. My boss, his fly was down and his shirt was sticking out of the unzipped fly.
I've seen that happen multiple times.
I
That is the worst.
I couldn't. I went and tell a guy because he was a man. I went and tell a guy that I worked with, please go tell him that his fly is undone.
And
And
there's nothing wrong with that.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't
You
tell
know.
him.
But you still did it.
Yes.
You
Yes.
couldn't do it directly, but you
Right.
still did it because you
Yeah.
didn't want to be
Oh, yeah.
embarrassed. Well, I've been in plenty of situations where I've seen people do that. You got a piece of spinach in your teeth, but you
Yeah.
don't tell them. Well,
Right.
how?
Well,
Because you're embarrassed. Well, how embarrassing do you think it is to walk around with the spinach in your teeth?
Right.
I agree with all of that, but I will say there are things that are different. Like if somebody's like,
Yeah.
look at my new baby, isn't she so cute?
Oh yeah. No, you can't ever.
You
Lie,
have to say
lie,
yes. You
lie.
have to say. I've seen some babies that I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to look at it anymore. but I have to be like, it's so cute. It's so cute. You know, like, or like, oh, this is like my baby's name. Oh, that's cute. Like, do you like it's already named? Yes, yes. You lie. You don't say like that's a horrible name. Rename it. Like, you know, like
Yeah.
there are some things that it's like
I
you
think it's
There's a
when they-
huge difference between not liking a name and walking around a public place with your zipper down. There's a huge difference, between that.
I think it's when it's something like permanent, like that they
Oh, yeah.
can't do anything about. Like
Yeah.
you don't say like, oh no, I don't really like that. Cause then it's like, then they're just gonna be insecure about it. They can't do anything about it. Like when
Oh.
for example, when I dyed my hair red at the beginning, even if everyone hated it, I wouldn't have wanted people to be like, oh my God, that looks so bad. Like I had just done it. Like I can't immediately go redo it, which my mother, that was her reaction. So you know,
But-
remember? I
but
walked up
after a
and you
few
were like,
days,
oh my God. You're like,
after a
"That
few
doesn't
days, she
look
did
good."
say she loved it.
Yeah. But like
But the
stuff,
initial shock, yeah, that copper, yeah, it was, yeah.
but stuff like that, not, and I wouldn't be like, oh my God, I love it. It looks so good if I didn't
No.
think that.
Right.
But I also wouldn't be like, oh God, go like change now. You know what I mean? Because it's not an outfit that you can easily change.
Yeah.
That's what I saw. And I wish I had the video still, but I came across a kindergarten teacher telling her kids, like, if it's something that someone can change in the next 10 seconds, you tell them. But if it's not, then you don't say it. And I'm like, that is so, or maybe it was 30 seconds, but I'm like, that's a good, because it's like one thing if you're like, let's say we're at home and you got dressed and you're like, does this look good? Yes, you can change it. We're already at an event and you have like an interview or a speech in like 5 minutes and it's like, how's my outfit? It looks good because I'm gonna like give you confidence to, because you can't change it. Like you have, you know what
But
I mean?
if you were at the house when I put it on, I expected you to tell me at that.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but I mean,
before I walk out.
if it's out in public or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to be cruel to anybody at any time. And a
no.
lot of times that can be very cruel because some people can't deal with rejection in any form. And that's a form of rejection. Oh, nobody's going to like me because I don't look good in this outfit, or I don't this, or I don't that. And I would never want to put anybody in any type of distress situation where they have to feel like they're less than anybody else in the room. But if I have an opportunity to say, you got a little spinach in your teeth, you got a little lipstick on the side of your mouth, lipstick on your tooth, whatever it is, all those things have happened to all of us.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to value you more if you can say, Patty, you got lipstick on your tooth. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do y'all think about this? So I have a friend, this is going on right now. She's kind of talking to this guy. She likes this guy. And I met this guy. When she met him, she asked me if I thought he was cute. Okay, I don't. He is not attractive at all. He is not cute. And so my response was just like, oh, he's not my type, but he's really nice. Like that was my response. Well, since then, she asked me again later that night. So like, so do we think he's cute? Again, I don't think this guy is cute. And then she texted me the other day and was like, so what do we think of blah, blah, blah? Do we think he's cute? And I'm like,
What
All
is
right.
wrong with her?
I know I feel like she just wants me to say yes and like agree, like that it matters to her that other people think he's cute, but he's not. He's
I
just
don't
Well,
think
then
she thinks he's
respond
cute.
in the same way. Yes, we think he's very cute, but I do not. Because
I
she's
am not
asking you,
part
what
of
do
this
we
we.
think?
I don't think she thinks he's cute. Why are you asking?
She
If you
She's
think-
doesn't.
too insecure.
She doesn't think
Yeah.
Yeah.
she never
why
said that.
why would it matter? I wouldn't want you to, I mean, I don't want you to think my boyfriend's ugly, but I don't really care if you think my boyfriend's cute or not. Who cares?
I think it matters to her that she's like dating someone that's cute. But
Well,
I'm
that's
just
the
like,
problem
so
within
at what
herself.
point what point do I just be like, yeah, he's cute?
No, never.
Never
No,
gonna
I wouldn't.
not cute.
If he's not cute, he's not cute. And
not.
just
That's
your
what I
reply
tried
was
to
good.
say. I was like, he's not my type, but he seems nice, you know.
Yeah. And he might have sometimes
Well, then
the person, sometimes their who they
personality.
are outweighs anything about how
Oh,
they-
I think I know who this is, and no, he's not cute. She
absolutely.
doesn't think he's cute either, and she's trying to almost convince herself that he
Well,
is.
put it back on her. Do you think
You
he's cute?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
Do you think he's cute? And when she responds, say, that's all that matters.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, you're the one
Really
dating.
doesn't matter if I think he's cute.
Yeah.
I'm
And
not
if
dating
we-
him. It
Mhm.
matters if you think he's cute. So just put it back on her and get her to stop. And if she asks you again, I'd say the same thing. I'm not telling you what to do, Mindy. I'm just saying that's what I would do.
Well, it's also different if he was saying, "Do you think I'm ugly?" Like you don't want to say someone's ugly
Oh
to the
yeah, no.
you would be like, "Oh no, you're not
But
ugly."
when you get to a certain age, none of that matters
Yeah.
because you can have the best looking guy treat you like garbage. And
Yes.
you can have somebody who's not very attractive treat you like a queen. So
Yeah.
you need to make a decision. What do you want? You want to be with the good looking guy that drags you, drags you down in life, or you want to be with the guy who treats you like a queen?
Really,
I'm always going to want to be the queen.
it all it only really matters if he has teeth.
Yeah.
Or
And
not.
how he treat you, and how he treat you. And just so y'all know, also I've often heard, and I don't know if it's true, that if people you can't keep up with a lie. I kind
Oh
of think
gosh.
that's yeah.
I don't know. I've met some
think
people. I've met some people that keep up with
they
some
keep up with
lies.
it. But look, I had and it's little things that irritate me. I brought somebody a piece of cake to work. I wasn't even home and I got the text, OMG, the cake is delicious. Okay. Weeks later, I'm at work. Weeks later, I'm at work, and in conversation, it's come out. She goes, I couldn't even eat that cake. It was too sweet. I brought it. So it's like, why?
Mm.
That why? Why have a comment?
That's one thing though. If someone makes me something or even any gift, if someone gives me a gift, I'm gonna lie. I'm never gonna say I don't like it. Like
Yeah.
I might not, I'm not gonna go overboard and be like, oh my God, I love it. It's so great. But I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be like,
Well,
"Gosh, thank you so much. Uh-oh.
I was agreeing with you until I just remembered something. So I always lie for that. And I don't feel bad about that because it's like it'd be worse to hurt their feelings. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It depends on
But
what it is, because you don't want, if you tell somebody something is good, oh goodness, you're going to be bombarded with it every time. What's the matter?
You are that. I like one thing and it's like, oh my God, I have so many of them. Like I said
Yeah.
one time, hey, I need like a new white shirt. My closet, this much of my closet is just white shirts.
Because so
just in
that's what I
case.
mean. You can't, I don't play with anything that I think is because I'm not a wasteful person. So if you cook something or I'm telling you, don't make this for me again. That's what I'll say. My brother sends food here all the time, and I give him, my mom and them won't eat it. She'll give it to the chickens or throw it in the garden without telling him anything. Don't waste your money or your time sending
I
them.
would rather that.
Yes, don't waste.
So I actually did this once and I felt bad about it, but I still stand by. I mean, it was good. For our anniversary, like 2 or 3 years ago, Nate bought me this purse that I did not like, but I was like, oh my gosh, like thank you so much. So because it was thoughtful. Okay. It had butterflies on it. I love butterflies. Like I could tell, he was very thoughtful. And he was like so excited to give it to me. And it's expensive. Like the purse was expensive, like the brand. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And he was so excited to tell me about where he got it and the salesperson who helped him. And he was like, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's great. And then he goes, and they have like wallets, and goes on about the whole collection. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this man is going to go back and spend hundreds of dollars on this. And I do not even like it. And I felt so sick. I had to work up the courage. A few hours later, I was like, I have to tell you something. And I just started crying. I was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, this is so nice of you, but I don't want you to spend any more money on this. And I know you're going to go back and buy more if I don't tell you this right now. And I was crying. He was like, what? And I was like, I'm sorry, I can't lie. And yeah, he was at first, I think his feelings were a little hurt, but then he was like, no, I'm really glad you told me because I 100% would have went back and bought all the matching things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that is like, and that's only really, I would probably do that to Nate. And I don't know if I would do it to other people unless they were like telling me also like there's a whole collection like that. That's kind of why I told him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
You've told me.
yeah, I've told you. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. I really
Yeah,
don't
I'm
like that or whatever.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
mine. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
People
did
who are
that.
close to me. Yeah, I would. And that I know will like go and continue to do the same thing. Then I'll say it because I'm
Yeah.
like, well, don't go keep,
Yeah. And like when you're dating or whatever, some people, okay, Mindy's daddy was the best gift giver. To me, that's a thoughtful person that knows you well enough that I don't think he ever bought me anything that I didn't love. He bought me one sweater one time that I had to return only because it was too small. but he was the best gift giver. Was the worst. I don't know. When he looked at me, I guess he saw a 5 foot tall, 60-pound girl. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. Everything he ever bought me. And once you get to where you're with someone long enough, it's fine. Buy me that stuff, but give me the receipt. Give me the receipt when you give me a gift so I can return it. But to me, he was not, and looking back now, he wasn't a thoughtful kind of person. He was too self-centered to be thoughtful enough for the person. I'm a
Yeah.
practical girl. Shoot, fix my brakes, change my oil. You ain't got to buy me flowers and chocolate and,
Yeah.
and so that's, once they know now, I don't know how Nate's going to be, but not that he's not thoughtful, but some men just don't have the knack.
Well, I
for-
do want to
Very
clarify.
thoughtful.
That was
Nate is
the
very thoughtful.
Extremely
Yeah.
thoughtful.
Okay, so
all his gifts. He's like the best gift giver. It was that one thing, and it was it was that brand. Is it Vera Bradley? The one
Yeah.
my
Vera
my
Bradley.
aunt had gotten me an overnight bag that was that brand, and I love the overnight bag because it's so soft and whatever. But I don't want it as a purse. It's not my taste as a purse, and he didn't realize that. He just knew I loved that overnight bag, and so he saw one with butterflies. It was like a crossbody, and he was like, thought, oh, she loves the overnight bag, she'll love this. And I was like, no, I don't love it as a purse. I love it as, like, I don't want to wear it with an outfit, but I want to put
Yeah.
my stuff in it to go,
Yeah, I was given one too for Christmas. It was kind of like an attaché type piece, and it took me a long time to like it. Now I like it, but I would not wear it as a purse.
yeah, I mean, it's fine if you like it.
If you
It's
like it,
not
yeah,
my
but it's
taste.
not my taste. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
exactly.
Yeah.
And also, I am a re-gifter. So I like any gift, because even if you buy me a gift that I don't necessarily like, I'm going to know someone that it's perfect for.
Yeah, we regifted that. I hope the person's not listening.
If you are, right in.
So I am, I wouldn't hurt, like Mindy said, I wouldn't hurt somebody's feelings over a gift unless, like you said, I
would
think
buy
they're going to do
more.
it again. Yes.
Yeah.
But because I'm a re-gifter, and I consider myself a thoughtful person. So I would know the person. If I don't know the person that it's going to fit right in with, then it goes to red, white, and blue or something,
Yeah. Yeah. But I think it should always be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Like because it is, and what is like the more harmful thing in that situation, to lie and be like, it's great, or to hurt someone's feelings when they tried to do something nice,
Yeah.
unless again, it's a specific.
But it's also the way you hurt his feelings. You heard it very kind and considerate, and it hurt you to hurt his feelings. It'd be different if you would have said, why are you giving me this trash? This is so ugly. I would never wear this. There's a big difference. There's
Yeah.
a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
That's
broke
true.
your heart to break his. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Any other liars we know?
And it's funny, I don't really know a lot of liars, and
Or
maybe
you
because I-
don't know, you
right? I don't know. I do. Yeah.
Yeah, the ones that I do, I've moved away from. I've just moved away from them.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what to do
Distancing
whenever you
myself.
meet.
Yeah. Just stay away.
Yeah.
I think I get more upset when someone lies and hurts someone that I love
Yeah.
versus, like, I'll get upset if they lie to me or about me, but if they lie, like when I said I had an enemy list, I have 2 people on this list, and they are both exes of my best friends because they lied
Yeah.
so much and hurt my best friends. They didn't do anything to me. Now, yes, they did, because these are my best friends. You did it to them, you do it to me. But I get more upset about that. Like if somebody lies, like, to Nate, oh my gosh, I like feel like I could lift a car and throw it. Like I just literally, I get so upset. There's a lot of them in the world. You can
That was
Google
the
it.
word of 2022, I think. Narcissist was like
Yeah.
the top word of 2022. Narcissist and gaslighting.
Yes.
Mm.
Because I was like,
Gaslighting is the worst. That is the worst.
Oh, yeah.
Gaslighting is when like you try to get someone. How do you define it?
definition. It's hard to.
It's like you try to
describe.
convince someone, like if I'm like, oh, you said you didn't like Miss Patty, and you're like, no, I didn't, and I'm like, yeah, you did, you said that, and I'm like,
Which one's gaslighting then? Which
I'm
one's
gaslighting you into thinking
that I
like
said something?
that you said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the
Or
definition.
did something that you
Okay.
didn't do. It's like
And
the
the other
mind
person
control.
starts, and the other person starts to believe it. Like, did I say that? Like maybe I did say that.
Oh, that's terrible.
I really don't like Patty.
The definition is loosely defined as manipulating someone into questioning their own perception of reality. The Merriam-Webster cites deception of one's memory, perception of reality, or mental stability.
Manipulation's a good
terrible.
word,
Or
a
like
good
if
way to
like yeah, like if I
describe that.
told someone like, oh, like you got mad about that, like you yelled at me about that, and they're like, I never yelled at you, like I wasn't mad, like what are you talking about? And it's like, no, you literally yelled at me about this. And it's like, no, I
Okay.
wasn't mad, like you're being dramatic.
I would
Wow.
just like to say Irina, one for last episode, one for this episode, because we forgot to bring in Irina.
Okay.
Not that you're a liar, Irina, we just miss you.
There was something, I wish I could remember the situation, but there was a situation and I'm sure I told Charlie about it, where in the situation I was like, I'm literally being gaslit right now. Like I'm literally, but I can't remember what it was or who it was. But
When
it
was this?
might
Like,
have over a year ago.
a year ago?
I don't remember what it was, but I just remember in the moment being like, oh my God, I'm literally being like manipulated right now in this moment.
Well, liars. They're everywhere.
They are
They
everywhere.
are.
They are.
Different type of liars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, should we move on? Our question for y'all is actually a little bit related to liars.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my volume down.
Okay, and it's a little bit of a longer scenario.
Oh.
So just listen. My mom is marrying a person that is truly toxic, a liar, and potentially dangerous. I love my mom, but I can't have him in my life or my future kids' lives. I know it would destroy my mom to no longer have a relationship with me. Is it wrong for me to sever my relationship with my mom because I can't have him in my life? And just for context, she has already talked to her mom, like her mom knows how she feels about this.
Okay. It's my turn, huh?
Mhm.
Okay, so why can't she have a relationship with just her mom? Why I would never. I would definitely sever him completely out. And I can't believe that the mother is not picking up on these cues or whatever, that this man is this awful.
Well,
Is she being gaslighted?
Gaslighted.
Gaslight?
well, also the mom is, from what I know, the mom is also like always with the guy. Like even when she calls her mom, she's with the guy. Like she's never not.
Oh yeah, no, cut her too. Cut her too. It'll be brought, yeah.
So you don't think it's wrong for her to
No, I do
sever?
not think it's wrong for her to sever it. No, sever it. Yeah. And it might take that for an extended period before the mama opens her eyes. But there's something not right there. There's no way a dog, yeah. Yeah, there's no way I'd pick the man over Mindy or put my grandchildren in some form of jeopardy. Yeah, no. She shouldn't feel bad one iota. It'll come to light and everything. Mother will understand eventually. She may not now, but she would. So cut her out.
All right. All right, Mom, come back.
The scenario is my mom is marrying a person that is truly toxic, a liar, and potentially dangerous. I love my mom, but I can't have him in my life or my future kids' lives. I know it would destroy my mom to no longer have a relationship with me. Is it wrong for me to sever my relationship with my mom because I can't have him in my life? And just as a additional note, her mom knows how it's not like she hasn't told her mom this. Her mom knows how she feels about it already.
So her mom has to be free to make her own decision. But hopefully she can be honest with her mother and her mother can accept her decision not to be around that person. I mean, she can't just be in that toxic situation all the time, every time she goes to her mother's. So I would say just to be open and honest, her mom knows about it. Would it be wrong to sever her relationship with her mother? I would say at this point it would be, unless her mother just says, you have to make a decision. It's either,
Well,
both
she
of us
did
or
talk
none
to,
of
she
us.
told her mom everything and said, I don't want to be, this is a dangerous person. I'm not trying to have in my life. And the mom is continuing.
Yeah, so the mom has to, be responsible for her own decision. You can't, if her mother thinks that that's where her happiness lies, that's her mother's decision. Hopefully her mother weighed it out, and really thought about that. There's got to be a reason why my child is telling me this. Now, if the mother makes a decision to cut her out, I mean, you can't control another person. She's got to make a decision just like her mom's got to make a decision. I would say if the mom wants to be in her life, I would be in her life. You can have a life separate from the new husband, but I wouldn't. If the question is, should I sever my relationship? Would it be wrong to sever my relationship with my mother, right?
Yeah.
If that is the question, I would say at this point it would be wrong if the mother's willing to still have the relationship and you're still willing to have the relationship, just have it outside of that third party. Just say,
I'll
we
add
can-
this in because I did tell my mom this part because it's something she said. Every time it's like when she tries to talk to her mom, he's there, even though she knows like she doesn't really want him around. He's still around. Like it's
Mother's not trying to have a separate relationship. in
Yeah,
my
so
opinion.
then that's, she told her, I can't be around him. I can't allow my future children to be around him. The mother's making a decision at that point. If she's not making time to be alone with her child without this third person, the mom has already made the decision.
Mhm.
So it's not
Other-
even like it's her decision. The mom has made it because the mom.
The mom made the decision by not saying, I want to carve out some alone time with my child. Let's go to lunch without him. You come over while he's not here. The mom has made a decision not to have alone time with the child. So it's not her decision. So she would not be severing, and the mother's the one making that decision right now.
Yes.
Hmm.
That was an important part you left out.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So he must be quite charming and also a
He must
gaslighter
be.
and a liar.
charming,
He
liar,
has all,
gaslight.
he has the triple threes or whatever. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, and make sure you follow us on Instagram, MKBS Pod, and on YouTube, MKBS Pod. And we'll see y'all next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I don't know how you didn't punch her in the face right there.